Welcome back to Gaming with Spoons. Let's get into today's topic and talk about that E3 Death Stranding trailer. A lot of people ended up being disappointed with the Death Stranding trailer. I think a lot of people, myself included, were expecting to be able to go in and get more information about what this phenomenon known as Death Stranding was. What the gameplay was going to be like, and ultimately give us some idea of what the story was going to be. It's extremely difficult at this time to even begin to guess where Kojima's mind is going. But if we take a look at a lot of the gameplay, a lot of people were kind of cracking jokes saying Walking Simulator 2000. I don't think we got a full glimpse of what the gameplay is going to look like, but there were some interesting things pointing out the gameplay. When Samuel was walking up the hill, we did see that what appeared to be the body from the VGA trailer latched onto his back. So maybe they're transporting some body somewhere, going somewhere. It's hard to say. There was that little thing that he was carrying behind, pulling something up. It does sound like he is part of some delivery company at this point, which is very well possible. Norman Reedus' character is also just a normal man. He's not a Snake who has military background and things like that. But what I want to focus on and talk about is the little bit of gameplay that we ended up getting during a sequence where they were talking and they were kind of saying, don't do it, don't go anywhere. Norman Reedus' character takes the baby capsule, hooks up the tube to it, and then that metal flower starts to flap, going out of control. All of a sudden, he was able to see where these monsters were, these creatures were. Whatever these creatures are, you can't see them without this device. And we did see him kind of sneaking around, trying to get away from the characters. And after hearing a comment that Kojima made about there being combat and what the combat was going to entail, he said there will be combat, you will be able to use a gun. However, it is not recommended that you use it. It isn't the focus of what the gameplay is going to be. This left me to wonder something big. What if we're all going into Death Stranding expecting something to the combat of Metal Gear? The stealth, the action, being able to shoot your enemies, have that military training. What if we're going into this all about the wrong idea? What if Death Stranding is more of the vision that he had for Silent Hills, rather than what we're seeing here, what we saw in Metal Gear? Hear me out for a minute. A lot of walking, a lot of stealth, and kind of just going around. What if this is more about survival rather than taking people out? What if this is more akin to, say, a horror game where weapons aren't the prime necessity? Silent Hill, no matter how hard you tried to kill Pyramid Head, you couldn't. He'd always come back. There was Haunting Grounds, where Fiona would set up traps throughout the place to kind of get about where she was going. We have games like Outlast, where you are encouraged to hide, whereas you can't really fight the enemy. What if that's what this game is going for? Where it's outside the conventional means of what you'd expect. This could very well be what the game is, a survival horror game at its aspect. The game is centered more around escaping the creatures rather than actually combating them. Because it's kind of hard to believe at this point that there's going to be humans who are going to be killing each other, especially with these monsters just kind of lurking about. I mean, we've clearly also seen how they're put their hands over their mouth and they're quiet when these creatures are around, as they can, kind of hear sound. So this is just kind of my theory. I think we are looking more at a survival horror experience than we are per se looking at a fully realized action game. And again, I don't think we got to see the full potential of what the gameplay in this is going to show. I think we're getting very small bits of information regarding what the gameplay is actually going to be, and Kojima is deliberately doing that, whether or not it's just to toy with people and have a little bit of fun, or if he's really trying to hide something and want people to be surprised. It's hard to say. But this is just one man's theories. This is just something that I kind of think that is very possible. That this is more of a survival horror game and less of an action game. It's more focused on running from the enemy than fighting the enemy. It's much more focused on running from the enemy than killing. So I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions on this at this point. What do you guys make of this? Do you think I'm onto something? Do you think that's maybe what this game is? Do you think that Death Stranding very well could end up sucking? I will be there if it does to let you guys know, but I'm still curious about the game. There's still so much that Kojima isn't telling us that I am intrigued to eventually get my hands on and find out. But let me know down below what you guys think. Hit subscribe there for me to keep up to date with all of my content. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links are going to be down below in that description box. You guys have been watching the Gaming with Spoons. Most importantly, stay happy, be happy, game happy. Spoons is checking out.